A healthy human body operates with a precise, predictable rhythm, but a highly toxic compound can breach those defenses almost instantly. In July 2023, 4 members of an extended family arrived at this regional emergency department in Victoria, Australia. They were all suffering from acute gastrointestinal distress. Standard protocols for food poisoning were initiated, but the patient's conditions deteriorated with alarming speed. Within days, Rebecca Young, Philip Young, and Gregory Dunn were dead. The 4th guest, Ian Wilkinson, was moved to intensive care in a fight for his life. The rapid organ failure suggested the presence of a potent toxin. Medical specialists eventually identified the cause: death cap mushrooms, widely considered one of the deadliest fungi on Earth. This diagram illustrates the function of amatoxin, the mushroom's active compound. It bypasses early detection, traveling through the bloodstream to bind directly to enzymes in the liver and kidneys. It halts cellular function silently before external symptoms peak. Because there is no known antidote for amatoxin, medical options are limited. Doctors provide intensive supportive care, hoping the body can endure while its internal filtration systems cease to function. These 4 individuals had not been foraging in the bush. They had ingested the mushrooms together during a family lunch at a private home. The investigation centered on Leongatha, a quiet agricultural community in Victoria's Gippsland region where serious crime is rare. The violent biological nature of the deaths stood in sharp contrast to the town's peaceful reputation. The meal was a prearranged Saturday lunch hosted by Aaron Patterson. The gathering was described as a friendly encounter between family members. The main course prepared for the guests that afternoon was beef Wellington. A Wellington is assembled in distinct layers. A beef fillet is coated in a duxelle, chopped mushrooms and herbs, wrapped in pastry. Minced into a paste, their identifying features are destroyed, making it visually impossible to distinguish a toxic death cap from a common variety. The complex construction of the dish meant the toxin was distributed throughout the meal, concealed within the rich layers of the pastry and meat. Victoria Police secured the suburban property, transitioning the home into a high-stakes crime scene. Forensic officers moved through the kitchen, isolating every surface and appliance used to prepare the meal. Investigators seized physical evidence, including scraped food plates, cooking utensils from the kitchen, and a discarded food dehydrator. Digital evidence was also confiscated, with detectives analyzing mobile phones to reconstruct communications leading to the lunch. Homicide detectives were tasked with a singular, difficult objective: proving whether the presence of the death caps was a catastrophic accident or a deliberate act. This timeline plots the host's reported movements and purchases. Investigators compared these records against the known biological progression of amatoxin to see if the physical evidence supported the host's account of the day. Public and investigative attention focused on Erin Patterson. She had prepared the lunch and eaten with her guests, yet she did not suffer the fatal effects of the toxin. In the absence of a traditional weapon, the case relied on the forensic analysis of the ingredients and the digital trail left by their acquisition. As the details of the poisoning reached the news cycle, the case became a national media sensation, drawing international interest to the small town of Leongatha. Online forums and amateur sleuths began dissecting the family's private history, leading to a wave of unverified speculation and public theories. Victoria Police repeatedly urged the Puddles to disregard rumors and allow the forensic process to dictate the outcome of the investigation. When the evidence was finalized, the investigation officially shifted. What began as a suspected accident became one of Australia's most closely watched murder trials. This trial rests on technical complexity, toxicology reports, circumstantial timelines, and digital forensics, rather than a direct confession or a crime of visible violence. The Leongatha case remains a sobering reminder that a devastating breach of trust can happen in a suburban kitchen, served across a family dining table.